tell us about the climate for capital raising. We have had black swan events, the situation of unrest across the Middle East, the Japanese earthquake. Has that changed things? Because 6 weeks ago, you told us it was a pretty good window, you thought, for capital raising.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair comment to make and a fair point to bring out. I mean, I think there's no doubt that these black swan events does have a habit of casting a pall a little bit on the new issue market. I mean, bear in mind that the new issue market and the IPO market in particular is extremely sensitive to events that unsettle investors. So I think the environment has changed. I think you saw during the course of 2010 that capital raising in the IPO arena wasn't going to be easy. And so it proved throughout the year. And I don't think we'll see anything different during the course of 2011. And these events don't help, you're right.
So 2011 is not going to be better than 2010 in terms of an environment for capital raising?
It's complicated to comment on the entire year because we've already had a fairly good environment, actually, for transactions that we've done. But between now and the early summer, I think things will be quite complicated. I mean, there's no doubt that these black swan events add an element of friction that we wouldn't otherwise have had. And that definitely takes the edge off the ease with which we can actually get transactions done.
Porsche, Continental, both going to markets with share sales. German companies clearly think it's not a bad time.
I think when we're talking about add-on issues, i.e. issues for companies who are already listed, I think the market end is much less sensitive. And that sort of brittle nature that you see in the IPO market is actually nowhere near as exacerbated in the IPO arena.
Right. So which industries are going to be the most active, would you say, this year in terms of IPOs?
I've got to say, I don't think we carve it up by industry. I mean, I think what you've seen already this year is a flow of reasonable transactions. My gut feel is that media and telecoms could enjoy quite a good year, particularly the cable space. And we were going to see a very successful conclusion to Kabel Baden-Württemberg, which actually got taken out by an M&A bid last week, and I think there will be further issuance in that arena that will be very successful during the course of the year.
How about the banks? They're going to be looking to prop up capital. Your bank has said that EMEA financial institutions are going to look to raise some 30% more this year than they did last year.
Well, I mean, we're in the market at the moment with Danske Bank. We raised money for Banco Populare. I think where we are at the moment is that we probably saw at the back end of last year capital raises by the likes of Standard Chartered. And I think where one sees the opportunity to replenish the balance sheet, that will be seen as a good area to focus on. I think the other area, of course, is where people want to put a bit of distance between them and what the regulator may say on capital with the onset of Basel II. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see further bank issuance during the course of 2011. No, it'd be perfectly natural.
All right, Rupert Hume-Kendall, we have to leave it there, unfortunately. Thank you very much for being with us.